iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.
Oh my gosh, it's literally in 2 weeks, isn't it?
I have a perma smile, and like I genuinely cannot get rid of this smile. We found out we were going to Broadway before we even left for Toronto, and I always knew this show was just meant for a Broadway audience, and so the fact that we actually get to be doing it in 2 weeks, I don't think the world is ready for it. Yeah. I don't think the world is ready for her. I genuinely just am like beyond excited to just have this out there.
It's unbelievable.
I can't believe it's happening. It's such a dream come true, a bucket list for sure.
Yeah, and for so many of us, 15 Broadway debuts is insane.
Including the two of us.
Well, can I just say, this lady here is having her Broadway debut, so I'm so excited to see her face on that day, and afterwards, and the day after. So I am so excited because of you having your Broadway debut, and of almost 15 members of our cast having their Broadway debut. So for me, seeing them having that kind of energy and excitement and giving everything they have is just a blessing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very nervous about having my Broadway debut, but also I'm very excited, having been with the show for such a long time and been with it in London. It's very exciting making this brand new version with my beautiful castmates here. So, and I just can't wait for people to see it. You know, I feel like we've been making it for quite a while, so I can't wait to invite the audience in and for them to come and enjoy what we do.
Honestly, it's a complete dream come true. We first did one of our workshops in New York City 5 years ago, so it feels like coming home. And yeah, we can't wait to open this show that we've had an amazing time with in London and Toronto. But yeah, bring it to a Broadway crowd.
Yeah, I mean, this is my absolute favorite thing I've ever done in my career. And it's like, I'm so excited to share it with New York. I think New York is going to be such a great audience for us because New York is ready to have a good time. Our show is a very good time.
We just did this in Toronto, and we got it to a place where it feels really good. There's not a ton of rewrites or changes. There are sharpening and focusing things, but I'm just excited to just very quickly be on a stage doing it again.
Yes.
It's really fun.
Yes. We have 15 Broadway debuts in the show. This is my Broadway debut. It's crazy. Thank you. It's really exciting. We finally kind of have this chance. We did the show already. We had this chance to kind of figure it out, and now we get to own it, and we get to be like, oh, we've done this. We know what this is, yeah. And it's so excited to share it with people here in New York.
This cast is absolutely insane, and the energy that they bring, especially because it's a Broadway debut for so many of them, is so special.
You know, people would always ask me what my dream role was, and I always answered, it hasn't been written yet. I don't have any idea. And this truly is the closest thing that I can imagine to a dream role. Getting to sing these songs and tell this story, which is so authentic to my own and my own lived experiences, is more special than I could ever describe. So it feels almost magical in a way, and really exciting to get to do it along so many amazing cast members who have become like a family.
I feel like a rock star, singing all these songs with all these lights, coming through the floor. I don't want to give too many of the entrances away, but it's such a joyous experience. The music that we all grew up with, that we all love, Max Martin, paired with Broadway. It's such a great combination of things, and I can't believe that this is happening to all 15, all of the entire cast.
So I play Anne Hathaway, not that one, but I play William Shakespeare's wife, who we know nothing about. And the whole premise of the show is that Shakespeare is with his players, and he's presenting his most famous play that no one knows yet. And his wife shows up at the theater. She got a babysitter for the night. She shows up at the theater and is like, I'm so here, sweetie. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to go sit in the corner. Don't mind me. And he says what happens. And he says Juliet then kills herself. And his wife just can't help herself. So I can't help myself. I start to rewrite the show and offer up what would happen if Juliet chose life, chose a second chance. And that is when Miss Lorna Courtney enters as Juliet, and we see the Juliet that we've never seen before, the one that decides to choose hope over adversity. And it's like the most joyous thing when we meet you, because we realize, what's her story? And we write it the whole show. And it's like the most beautiful discovery of what it would look like maybe if I had a little bit more agency in my marriage and empowering the next generation. And then the gift that actually empowers you as well.
So my character is Juliet, is sort of a reflection and parallels your character, like you said, and you give me a second chance at life. We begin the play. She is mourning over Romeo, and she is undecided what she wants to do with herself, whether she should be with him or not. And throughout the song and throughout the players, help me, and you rewrite this also, help me decide that, no, actually, it's okay to be by myself. It's okay to have another chance at life. And then what if I decide to go off to make new friends, find love in other ways, in other places, and we meet lovely characters along the way that give me advice, and I end up helping them grow as characters also throughout the show. It's such a beautiful show. It's also so funny, so hilarious. It's contemporary.
I play William Shakespeare on a Broadway stage. Ooh. It's terrifying, but it's also not the literal William Shakespeare. It's pop star William Shakespeare, and so there's like a little bit less pressure. He's a guy who is the most famous person in town, in his world, and everybody loves him. And then in our story, he gets challenged by his wife creatively, and he decides to let her take a shot at it. Why not? And then it leads us on a journey of discovery and challenge and conflict. And I think there are things in this story, in my track with Betsy Wolfe, who plays my wife, Anne Hathaway, that are going to surprise people, because it's a really fun show. But then there's moments that you're like, oh, that lands with me.
So I play the character May. May is Juliet's best friend in the whole world. And May kind of goes on a journey, explores their sexuality, their gender identity, and takes a beautiful trip to Paris where May or may not find love. And it's a really beautiful and exciting story to tell.
Yeah. I play Francois Dubois. And Francois is on a journey of self-discovery. He is hoping to find love, but he wants to do it his way. He has the pressures of his father and tells him how things should be. And I think he just wants to take his life into his own hands.
Whew, I can't say too much. I am playing the character of Romeo. Romeo plays a part in this show. That's all I can say.
Fun is the word. What I'm going to do in this show is something that I never did before on Broadway, and I'm trying to do my best. You know, it's hard with comedy, of course, but I think the secret is to be truthful to the situations and to have great partners on stage, which I do have.
No. That's the thing about the scenes as they're written. Look, you don't have to do a lot of work with David West Reed's words. It's there. It's just there. So all we have to do is say it. It's a gift. We've been given a real gift of the parts here.
Absolutely.
It's the funniest script I have ever read in my life. I got it last October. and I said, this absolutely has to be my next show. I don't know what I have to do, but like I was like audibly laughing out loud, and then I was crying reading a script. It's just it is
I cried
actually
too.
it is actually everything. Like so many shows say that, but it is actually everything.
very
There's something
empowering.
for everyone in the show.
I think Max Martin and his wife and his friends had been looking for a way to put his music into a musical for years. He's always kind of looking for a new challenge, and musical theater was the challenge that he was looking for. And so I kind of auditioned by pitching the concept of what if Romeo and Juliet ended with a different destiny for Juliet, where she looked for love and continued her life in another country with new friends, all set to your pop music, Max Martin. And he was excited by that idea and kind of gave me the chance to work on it with him.
It's been incredible working together on this show. We first met probably about sort of 3 or 4 years ago, and we kind of bounce off each other left, right, and centre. Sometimes like we'll kick our shoes off, and Jen gets me dancing around, and it's amazing. We work really closely together as a team, and that started with Max Martin as well, who's a real collaborator of ours and has been with us every step of the way.
I think that's the thing about theater is it's all about collaboration, and I feel so inspired working with Luke and the rest of the team, and that's what makes it magic, is everyone throwing out ideas, everyone coming up with things, and just pushing each other to be like the best artists we can be.
Diversity is diversity, and with diversity comes new ideas, comes different ways of looking at things, different ways of creating, and what we've created as a company is just brilliant. There's a reason each and every single one of us was picked to be in this show, and together as a company, we have so much fun on stage every single night, and that's translated. The people in the audience are with us on that journey.
I want audience members to know that this show is not in Shakespearean English. It's not an iambic pentameter. It is in modern, the way we speak today. We're dressed in costumes that are a nod to that world. The music, you know every single song, except for one, because there's one new song, but you know all the music. You know the story of Romeo and Juliet. This is a spin on it in a very fun, modern twist that you're going to love from the first moment you walk into the theater.
I think it's what Broadway needs. I think the past 2 years have been such a roller coaster and such a whirlwind, and everyone has been fighting for this for so long, and it's here, it's come. And to be a part of a show that has so much progress associated with it, I mean, I think it's very meaningful, and it's so important and exactly what Broadway needs right now.
I agree. I mean, just to second that, like on top of all of the incredible themes of like female empowerment, having a non-binary lead character in a Broadway musical, we've never seen that before, is just, it's so special to get to be a part of that, and to be the representation, you know, on a Broadway stage. We're both making our Broadway debuts, and I think it's just something that we as kids would dream about, and to get to be that for other kids that see themselves in us is just so special.
This show is just complete joy. It delights audiences. It's funny. It's got the most incredible soundtrack. But yeah, what we want to do is just give an audience the most kind of incredible time, but also move them in a way that perhaps they don't anticipate they're going to experience from a jukebox musical.
Honestly, like I just feel like this moment in time, after what we've all collectively been through, we have our choice of what we want to see, what kind of stories we want to tell. And so the fact that this is coming along right now just feels, I don't even know how to explain it. It's the story that I want to be telling. It's the story that I want to be watching. And like you said, it's all in this like the most amazing package of insanely witty, funny,
super
heartfelt,
talented,
touching. It's everything.
Oh my gosh! The music, the script, the funniness of it, the acting, the dancing. Jen Weber's dancing, the choreography, the dancers, everything is spectacular. The lighting design, the
it looks
sound.
It's like a concert. It's like you're going to a pop concert with pyrotechnics and glitter. But what you don't realize, and this is what is my favorite moment, is watching basically 2,000 people completely transcended by the end and realize like, oh, this is so much more than what I thought. And to give them that opportunity for 2.5 hours to just completely leave their world and like actually walk out with a renewed sense of hope, and they're like smiling and dancing at the end, I could not think of a show that like I want to be in or see more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really incredible to me. That's kind of what musicals are all about, that you have an audience coming night after night that runs the gamut in terms of demographics, and you want everyone to feel like they're in some way represented on stage. And that's why I love that this is called And Juliet, but it's really about a number of different love stories for a number of different people. And so that's really special for us.
This show is just such an explosion of energy and heart. And the way those two things come together in the storytelling, in the visuals, in the performances, it's very special and very unique. And just, it's such a great experience for everyone.
Hang on to your hats. Hang on to your hats and come ready to play and ready to party and ready to have the time of your life. It is fun. It is lights, colors, smoke, noise. It's all those things.
It's the funniest show ever. I've been and I've seen.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's so funny. You will laugh, but you will also cry. You will also feel things that you didn't know that you were going there to feel. Your heart is going to burst wide open with just the fullness of emotion that you're going to experience at And Juliet. And so I invite everyone to come and just be open to having the time of their lives.
Come to have fun, come to dance, come to sing at the top of your lungs, and be prepared that you might feel a little moved, you might cry, and you're going to have the best freaking time.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.